All right, how we doing today? Wait, you got to do better now. I know it's early. How we doing today? Good. For y'all, it's early. It's not early for us. It's not early for us. So I just want to thank everybody for coming out. I know this is definitely not my show, but both Malik and the family, I'm extremely grateful, number one, to have an opportunity to coach this young man. And by the way, my name is Toby Foreman. I'm the head football coach, athletic coordinator at Shoemaker High School. But I've had the honor of having Malik with me now all throughout his high school. And, it started off when he entered high school, we were just turning the corner in our program. And Malik is definitely a perfect example, and I will use him as an example for a long time, of a young man that entered high school with some ability. But he was, he approached the classroom the right way, and so that's where he got ahead. Plus, he always, for the most part, he's not perfect, but he did things the right way, and so he continued to get ahead. And then you look up, and then one day he has an opportunity to compete for a varsity spot, and then he accomplished that. He accomplished getting on the varsity, and then he accomplished getting a varsity starting position. And then he transitioned to a leader of our team, and now, here he is today. But through the hard work that he has put in the classroom and on the field is exactly how he got here today. And with talking to the family, and I don't know all of the family, but talking to mom and dad and just seeing the product right now in front of you, it takes a lot of individuals, and I know a lot of the people in this room have been a big part of getting Malik to where he is. So let's give everybody a round of applause. So I'm gonna tell this, I'm gonna say this real quickly, and I'm gonna pass the mic on. So I would say the intangibles that separate Malik from several individuals that I've coached throughout time, and I've coached 8 NFL professional athletes. Okay, and so, but I've coached a lot of athletes that have as much or more ability than those guys. So the difference is, and this is what I see consistently with all, is they separate themselves with the work ethic and the character. And so with Malik, I went to him sophomore year, and the communication was, you need to commit to track and you need to get faster, because that's going to help you, number one, become a better football player. Number two, it's going to help you get recruited. And so Malik runs the hurdles for us. And so this past year, his time really started dropping. I think he hit a 14.2 in the 110s, winning a PV. And then, his times were dropping in the 300 hurdles. And so we're at the area track meet, and I'm in the warm-up area with one of the relays. And so I get a phone call, say, hey, Malik done tore his knee up, and so I'm thinking, man, I hope he didn't tear a ligament. And he said, no, it was he spiked somehow, or he hit a hurdle, and he's going to need some stitches. Well, I knew he had to run the 300 hurdles, and so he still had that going, coming up. And so I just thought, well, and I thought that was the best chance he had to make it to state track meet. And so I was thinking, man, that stinks for him, and hopefully he can run at regionals and whatnot. So I finally walked the relay around, and I get over there, and I see Malik, and Doc told me he's going to try to, play with it and see if he can still go. And I'm thinking, if it's as bad as what he told me, there ain't no way. And so anyway, long story short, I go straight to Malik, and I'm like, look, what's the deal? What are you going to do? He goes, I'm going to run. I'll be all right. And so anyway, we get to the 300 hurdles, and not only does he run, he PRs in the 300 hurdles. And he had some type of butterfly contraption on his knee where he was just, it was thrown together. Man, it was bleeding. He had blood all down his leg. And so, but that just tells you about the mental toughness. So you got the character, you got the leadership, the work ethic, and the mental toughness. And normally when you get that combination, you have an opportunity to be special, and Malik is 1,000% special. And I will say, I am so proud and honored to coach all of the young people that are here today. But special place in my heart for Malik Esquerra and everything he's meant to this program. He will leave his legacy when he graduates next May from Shoemaker High School. That'll be extremely difficult to match for those young men to come. But so I just want to tell you I love you, and I'm proud of you. Wherever you decide today, Coach Foreman supports that, and I'm extremely excited about that.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
I'm like my son, I didn't really prepare anything. I'm just going to go off the cuff. But, it's never hard for me to talk about my children. Anybody that knows me knows it's never hard for me to talk about and brag on my children. And so this is Malik's time to shine, and I'm so godly proud of him. He's always been really good at what he does. I was so excited when I found out I was having a little boy. Not that, I wasn't thrilled that I had little girls, but he was going to be something new and different. I went out and bought all this stuff to decorate his room in different sports because I kept thinking, he's going to do some sports, he's going to do some sports. So it was already, in the working because Mom had that in her spirit that he was going to be into sports. And he has. He's played, started off with kickball and went to karate, and he did karate for several years. And we thought, he's going to go ahead and be a karate master. He told me, Mom, I'm done with this. I'm ready to go. I want to play ball. I want to play soccer. I want to play football. And so I really did. I said, okay, I'm going to put you in those. And so he played soccer for several years, and he kept trying to get me to let him play tackle football. And I was like, no, you're not doing that. You're too little to be doing no tackle football because he's real skinny. And he'd be breaking up stuff. And I said, no, we're not going to do that. And so I put him in flag football, and he played basketball, and everything he did, Malik was really good. He's always excelled. He used to scare me to death out on the soccer field and when he's playing football because he'd be jumping over top of people's heads and, flipping. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? But he did whatever he had to do to, score or to help his team. He's always been a leader, and they've always looked up to him. And just a good kid, I don't compliment him often because sometimes it kind of goes to his head. But Malik knows that he's been brought up right. He's been brought up in the fear and admonition of the Lord, and so he does dress right, like he's supposed to. So I'm truly so proud of him. He'd always wanted to do football. He said he was going to play football. He always wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy, and so I finally let him, play tackle in middle school. People kept telling me, well, he's probably not going to go too far. He didn't get in it, early enough to know the game. And, I had to just rebuke that. And I said, I don't receive that. Whatever God has for Malik, it is for Malik. And I remember hearing the story about Michael Jordan and how, in high school he tried out for the basketball team and he didn't make it. But he went on to be one of the greatest or the greatest basketball player of all time. So Malik got to his start in football in middle school. And I still believe that even though people say he got a late start in it, here in Texas, everybody knows everything about football. But they don't always know everything about my God. And so Malik is going to go as far as his heart's desire, as far as the Lord desires to take him. And we're going to be right there beside him, behind him, all around him, cheering and praying him along the way. So thank you all for being here. We're so excited. We can't wait to see what all Malik is going to do. This has been a very exciting experience. I don't know a whole lot about football, but I'm learning. So I'm going to be out there cheering him on wherever he goes.
Hello, everyone. I want to say thank you for everyone that's here today. And the first thing I want to say is that I'm exceptionally proud of my son. This is my only son. I love you, and I tell him every day how proud I am. Excuse me. I know that the future is bright for you. I know you'll do well. And the people that are here today have been in your life for so long, that they are an extension of this family, the church, the coaches, as well as the school. I know we don't talk every day, but I try to send you TikToks. And I send him Facebooks because we don't always talk and he's always busy. So I try to find the clips that send a message to him that I don't have the contact with him that I want him to learn, whether it's discipline, whether it's time management, or if it's just dedication to his craft. He can't get there unless all of those things are in order. Not just with God, but also in your heart and in your discipline as well. We have 4 daughters. We have 2 present today, but this is my only son. And I am so proud of him. I know his decision is going to guide his future. We had a great time visiting with all of the coaches. We loved all of the programs that we visited. I know this is going to be a hard decision for you, but we support you 100% in whichever direction you decide to go. And so I look forward to seeing you there, and hopefully we'll get to see our extended family at the games, at the tailgates, and hopefully with the Cowboys in 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thank you all.
Hi, I'm Kai. I'm going to speak on behalf of all the sisters. Malik, well, I guess for me and Kamari, my mom always tells us that we prayed Malik up. And I don't necessarily remember it like that, but that's what she said. So when Malik came around, we had so much fun. Me and Kamari are only just about a year apart. So Malik was born when we were already in elementary school, 6 and 7 years old. So he's always been our little brother. And just like my mom said, he's done all the sports, and we've always been there for him. And one thing that I'll say about Malik, and I'll just share this one story, is Malik has always been like, yeah, I'm going to the NFL. Yeah, I'm going to college to play ball. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. And I didn't know about, just like my mom, I don't really know sports like that. So when Malik was saying he was good, I was like, okay, if you think so, yeah, if you want to go to the NFL, perfect, wonderful. And I remember this past year was the one year that I got to go to almost every one of his football games, and I really got to learn, like, oh, he's really good at what he does. After I learned what position he played and I understand what he had to do, I was like, oh, he's really good at this. So I'm just really, really proud of Malik for continuing to just do his all in all of the sports that he does and really take in the advice I give him about track, because that's the only thing I knew about. He really took into account, he really loved that we would come to his games, and he expected us to be there. If he had a game, we had to be there, and I was right there. I don't know if some of y'all might have been there. I had my sign. It said, "Go Malik." It had his picture on it, and I'm just really proud of him, and I can't wait for y'all to figure out what decision he has decided so that we can all go see him next fall at whatever school he decides to go to.
I have one. All right. First, I'd like to thank God for allowing me to be here today. It's been a long journey. Coming from starting flag football, I did flag football for about 3 years. It was cool. I liked it, and that's when I really loved the sport. My favorite team's the Dallas Cowboys, as most of y'all know. My favorite player was Des Bryant, and so watching the Cowboys every Sunday, it put the love for the game in my heart. I seen that as something I could do in the future, and something I could share my love for God with and spread it to people. And then coming into middle school, it was a challenge for me. It was the first time I started tackle football. I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself because I was like 5'6", 90 pounds. My arms definitely weren't as big as they were. I was the skinniest kid you would find. And so starting football in 7th grade, I was starting. My first game against Smith was some people I played here against. The day before, I was picked to be the B team linebacker, but one of my coaches wanted me to play receiver, so that's how I started middle school. And one funny story is I wore soccer cleats because that was my first sport. So I wore soccer cleats all the way up until my sophomore year of high school. So anytime I was playing football, you'll find me in soccer cleats. I never had football cleats. But I finished middle school. We weren't that good. I know my 8th grade season, it was a toll on me. We went 0-8. We didn't win any games. So yeah, and then coming into high school, getting to meet a lot of different people from around the city. I know Gerard, he was cold in middle school. Balfour, he was cold in middle school. I heard about all these guys. Jonathan, they were doing all this good stuff in middle school, and I was like, who's Malik from Live Oak? I was like, it's like really took a hit of my confidence. And so come my sophomore year, I see all these guys playing varsity, and I'm on JV, and I was watching their game from home, and I was like, these are the guys that I came up with. Like, why am I not in this position that they're in? I really had to buy into what I was doing. I was like, is this really what I want to become? And so that's what it was. So now looking into my junior year, I was like, this is my first senior, where recruiting starts to pick up. And so I was like, man, this year got to be something. I got to do something crazy. If I want to go any type of D1, I didn't want to wait till my senior year and have to go through all this stuff later and just be stressed with it. So I was like, man, the junior year got to be something crazy. So my first game against San Angelo, it was at home. I think I had 9 tackles and 1 interception, got player of the game, and that one just boosted my head. And since then, I just haven't stopped. So I was going crazy every game. My last game, my junior year, I had against the state champions. I had about 19-some tackles, double-digit tackles. First game I ever had double-digit tackles, and I was like, man, like this is something good. And then fast forward to track season, regionals. We're on our way to regional, the track meet in Houston, and I get a call from Texas Tech, and I get my first offer. And since then, it just picked up. A couple weeks later, I get my second offer from Vanderbilt. A couple days later, I get 2 offers, one from Sam Houston and one from Oklahoma State. And since then, it just picked up. And when I talked to my coach about where I was going to commit at, he was like, you've by far had the fastest recruitment process I've seen. Since your first offer to when you verbally committed, it's only been 8 weeks. So fitting all that stuff in that little time, it was very stressful, but I got through it. So yeah, I'd like to thank God. Thank y'all for being here and supporting me, and thanking my family since they were there along the way. Helped me going through everything I needed to, especially my sisters always being on my tail. They'll I don't even know what I'm going to say, but they were like, I call them my biggest haters, because I can never hear anything good out of them, but I mean, that's what helped me. Like, I'm like, am I really this weak? Is my room really dirty? Do I really need to clean these dishes? So just going that far, they helped me a lot. And my mom always believing in me, allowing me to do all the things I did, going from practice to practice. And then my Nana, this the person. My Nana, you're the person I do it for. I remember my mom wasn't there, my Nana was. And she was always there for me. And I told her, when I get big, when I get famous, first thing I'm going to do is buy you a house. You could live right next to me. And I told this to everybody. My Nana is my biggest motivation. So I thank you. I love you too. And my coaches, man, y'all have done a lot for me. Coming from middle school, I told y'all I wasn't that great, but what y'all put into me, I can't thank you enough for it. Y'all are the main reason I'm in this place. Because off the field, I can be me, but on the field, it comes from y'all. So I thank y'all for that. But, yeah, so I want to go around. This is something I just thought of. I want to go around and people can put in their vote where they think I'm going. So if y'all just pass the mic around the room.
Oh, wait. Okay.
I think you're going to Texas Tech.
Let me see.
I think you're going to Texas Tech as well. I'm going to say Texas Tech. Texas Tech. Texas Tech. Texas Tech. Texas Tech. Texas Tech. Nebraska. Texas Tech. TCU. Nebraska. Texas Tech. Texas Tech. Oklahoma. Tech. Texas Tech.
Oklahoma.
TCU.
I think you better be going to Shoemaker first.
Going love wherever you go.
Texas Tech.
Succeed wherever you go. Tech.
TCU, and then from there, we'll take you on the Baltimore Ravens. #1 draft pick in the NFL.
TCU.
Let's go out of state. Let's go to Nebraska.
TCU.
Nebraska. TCU.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Texas Tech. Oklahoma.
Oh my goodness.
No comment.
Do you want to talk about the schools? Y'all two talk about
Stay
stuff
in
not
Texas.
picking. I gotta go live again.
Is that
But I'm
everyone?
waiting for the guy to start it.
Who did we skip?
Oregon State.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
So Malik,
What's going on?
you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
All right, never mind.
We'll wait a little bit, let some people join, and we'll get started here in a minute.
Yes, sir. All right.
You ready to get things rolling?
Oh, I'm more than ready. I've been past couple of days. The only thing I've been thinking about. Hold on. I know this morning I put on when I got in the shower. I put on my favorite rapper, Polo G. I was jamming, jumping around in the shower, getting lit, singing word for word. Man, I was excited.
So you're ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. If y'all could let us know in the comments if you can hear us all good. We'll get started here in a second. Who you got with you?
I got my older sister Kai, my mom, my dad, my little sister, and I got people. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's not. Hold on. Here we go. All right, these are my guys over here, and then just a lot of people that helped me along the way.
All right, we'll get started. All right, it's Cole Patterson here with 3-star defensive back, Malik Esquerra. Malik, obviously it's your big day. You're about to reveal where you're going to go. How's this process been for you? What have you learned? What's this process been like? And just tell us about it. Just tell us about the backstory of your recruitment.
All right, so first, when I got my first offer from Texas Tech, it was I was on my way to the regional track meet, and so that was April 27th. And then after that, my recruitment started picking up. I got the following weekend, I got an offer from Vanderbilt, and then the next couple of days, when we had this thing called College Day, we just show out for in front of a bunch of college coaches. I had picked up Sam Houston to Oklahoma State, and since then it just kept going and getting better and better and better. And then come June, when I go on all my OVs, they were all good. I didn't dislike any of them, but it was very stressful. Catching flights, traveling, being away from my team, being away from family. So I liked it, but it was I'm glad it's over, I can't lie.
So it's all been, you kind of blew up pretty late in the process, you know, at least late in the spring, I should say. But as you said, how many visits do you take? What visits do you take? Talk about that, the OVs, what schools you checked out to get you to this point.
Okay, so my first official visit was Oregon State. I took a 2-day visit there, June 2nd through the 4th. After that, I went on an unofficial to TCU for I think it was a Monday. And then after we left TCU, we drove up to Oklahoma, took an unofficial to Oklahoma State. And then that weekend we went back to Oklahoma State for an official visit, and then a midweek visit in the middle to Nebraska, and then that weekend we went to Texas Tech. So I had 3 visits in 1 week, which is kind of hectic, and that's why it was very stressful for me. But yeah.
So it's one thing after another.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, gotcha. You're down to 5 schools: Oregon State, TCU, Texas Tech, Nebraska. Who am I forgetting? Oklahoma State.
Yes, sir.
Talk about each of those 5. Why did those 5 make your cut, make your top 5, and still in contention to get your commitment?
So Oregon State, just what I've known about them, this past year they had a couple defensive backs make it to the league, and then their defense that they run, I mean, just hitting. They run a good man defense, a lot of blitzes, just a lot of very tough defense. I know they got #1 defense in I think the Pac-12. They had #1 overall defense, #1 red zone defense, #1 fourth down defense, #1 pass efficiency, scoring defense. So just like I think things that I want to be a part of. And then TCU, they just came off a national championship game, so they're obviously winning. They have 2 Jim Thorpe Awards in the past 3 years, which is the best DB award in college football for that year. Nebraska, I think they have the best defensive coach in college football. So that's a good school. Oklahoma State, they have a lot of DB coaches, so a lot of insight on me. So I have 4 different DB coaches, all giving me information, helping me build as a player. And then Texas Tech, the relationships. I met a lot of the players there and a lot of the coaches, and they have the greatest relationships out of all the schools I've been to.
So you got a good top 5. All these schools obviously want you. You're interested in these 5. What about the school that you're about to reveal to all of us? What made that home for you?
Talking to the players on that team, I spent about 2 days there. They had some great things to say about the coach, the chemistry of the team, and then the chemistry of that defensive back room. I've talked to the players. They said the growth that they've had at that school and what they're planning to do in the future. I like what they got going.
So you feel pretty comfortable with what you're about to tell everybody?
Yes,
That's what
sir.
it sounds like.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, well, everybody's tuned in. Looks like we got a good audience. The floor is yours. Where will Malik be going to play college football?
All right, so I will be continuing my academic and athletic career at. Man, it's a hard decision. Texas Tech University. Got everybody here.
You're struggling.
Yes, sir. Oh. Yes, sir.
Why Texas Tech?
Coach McGuire, man, he's a great coach. Obviously, he's coached high school in Texas. He's won in Texas. And then seeing what he did in his first year at Texas Tech, I believe in the future, man, we're going to be winning a lot of games. We're going to be winning at a national level, and the people are going to feel us. They're going to know what we're talking about.
Now that you're in the boat, looks like the whole family's decked out. What message do you have for Red Raiders fans?
To the Red Raiders fans, man, I'm ready to come. Y'all going to support me? Everything runs through Lubbock. So, guys up. Wreck 'em. Yes, sir.
Go ahead and celebrate, man. I know Red Raider fans are everywhere.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's it. Texas Tech.